welcome to the second installment in the Smelly and Unshaven show. I am Joel, I am Smelly and Unshaven. I'm going to, as promised, talk about Watchmen, talk about what I thought about it. Got a cigarette here, hope you don't mind. I smoke, if you do too. Hats off to you for the cancer. I want to talk about Watchmen, teeny little bit. I'm going to give you my initial feeling, impression, if you will. And then we're going to get into something a little different. I'm going to try something out that might crash and burn, might be horrible, might be boring. We'll see. I saw Watchmen. I was really stoked about Watchmen. More so than I have been on any movie in a great while. I know you're waiting. Here's the moment right here. Here's where you can tell by my facial expression and what I do if I liked it or not. So here we go. That's it. That's my review. It was long. It was fucking long. I felt like many times throughout the course of the film, if you had not seen or if you had not read the graphic novel, that the plot was sort of trudging along, you know, with the weight of being authentic to the graphic novel hanging on its back. Here's what I was afraid of, and here's what I think they did. So many graphic novel or comic book movies stay so much on the plot that it destroys on the plot of the original novel or comic book, that it destroys the movie. Because I'm a film guy first, you know. I love my graphic novels, but I'm way more, you know, I've got a more encyclopedic, is that a word? Did I just make that up? I'm a little dumb. Knowledge of movies. That's just how I'm built. I've definitely seen more movies than I have read graphic novels. No doubt on that. I have read Watchmen in the past, and I felt like they were trying to be so true. Which is fine if the plot lends itself to a film, which Watchmen just doesn't. Which is why so many people were worried about this movie, was because the plot is so intricate and there's so many storylines weaving in and out of each other, and at the end of the novel they come to such this great climactic clusterfuck of awesome. And in the movie, you know, the plot lines, they felt more separated, they felt more spaced out, they weren't as complicated. They were general character studies more than they were affluent plot lines. Overall, though, visually, the movie's amazing. The soundtrack, I mean, they were playing one of my favorite bands in the preview, which is Muse. So I can't knock the soundtrack. I just wanted something that I didn't get. And that happens to me a lot. It happened to me with Dark Knight too. That I look at iconic figures from my childhood and books and characters and people that I grew up with, basically. And when you put them in movies, I expect them to give me what I got originally. And when they don't do that, it's sort of disappointing. Now's where we get serious. I know a lot of you want to see a jokey make jokes a lot out on the YouTube. And generally, I will try to be one. But today, it ain't one of them days, hon. I'm pissed off. I am angry. I am sad. I am incredibly cynical right now. And just gotta fucking tell you why. I'm gonna fucking tell you why. And then I'm sorry if you don't laugh. I'm sorry if it's not entertaining. Tune in next time. We'll have something better for you, I promise. But I gotta get this shit off my chest. And I need to tell you. I need to tell you this shit. 2 things. That's 4. 2 things I want to talk about. I want to talk about our economy. I sound like Obama when I said that. I want to talk about our economy, and I want to talk about a much broader, larger topic, which is a current viewpoint on the philosophy of our time. Heavy shit. Get ready. Grab the popcorn and bring mama in. First, the economy. Since my last show, one of my favorite people ever, Jon Stewart, I had a burp there. Sorry. Since my last show, Jon Stewart had a Mr. Cramer from CNBC on his show, The Daily Show, and Mr. Cramer hosts a finance show called Mad Money on CNBC. Basically, the reason he had him on, in case you didn't catch it, is on Cramer's show, he's completely fucking out there, right? And he's crazy. He throws shit. There's sound effects, whatever. It's a finance show. You know, he's talking about stocks in the market and the fluctuations and whatnot. But it's a finance show overall. So Cramer, as well as CNBC, as well as every other financial, I think there are only three, but as well as every other financial station out there, before this fucking bombshell dropped on us, all of them were saying it wasn't coming. John had him on a show to really address something that I think is much larger than the crisis itself. It's the American people's faith in our system. He showed a clip of Jim Cramer where he was basically talking about how when he ran his hedge fund, he sometimes fudged the numbers up with the excuse that, you do it because the SEC isn't going to catch on, So he showed that clip, and then John came back and said, I know you want to make finance entertaining, but it's not a fucking game. That sentence right there summed up everything. Everything. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm finding it incredibly difficult as of late to find any confidence in our economic system or our political system. There's no such thing as adequate financial reporting, investigative financial reporting. All that shit's just gone. And I want to commend Jon Stewart because he watches. I don't know if you know that we're tight. I mean, we're tight. Like a vagina of a 5-year-old. We're pretty fucking tight. I want to commend him because that was the best damn interview I've seen in a long time of anyone. So, very, very nice work. Number 2, basically, what I want to throw out there, I want to regurgitate it, see what I get back, is our social landscape and our philosophy on life as a generation in this country is so fucked up that it's hard to put words to. And I think that needs to be talked about. And if anything, I would just like to plant a seed in your mind where you at least think about these things, and whether you talk about them or not, that's not really, that would be great, but I don't have that much faith in what I say. But if you do, fucking run with it, because I'm a genius. I've already said this. I'm fucking smart. I love you, Larry. Rest in peace, buddy.